Once upon a time in a big city, there was a kid who loved inventing things. His name was Zeno, and he had a big heart and an even bigger imagination. One day, while exploring the lost and found of his school, which looked more like a storage closet under the stairs, Zeno found an old backpack made out of what looked like tin foil and copper wire. There were dials and buttons all over it, and a big glass screen in the front that was blank. But when Zeno put the backpack on, the screen lit up, and a robot dog jumped out. "Hello," said the robot dog. "I am a time-traveling explorer from the future, and this is my time-bending backpack. It can travel through time to fix mistakes that threaten the space-time continuum." Before Zeno could ask any questions, the robot dog disappeared and the backpack vanished. Then suddenly they were both falling through a swirling vortex of colors and landed with a thump on a very uncomfortable rock. "Where are we?" asked Zeno, brushing himself off. "We are now in the Cretaceous period," replied the robot dog, "and it looks like your backpack has malfunctioned. I need to get back to my own timeline before my absence is noticed. Could you please return this to me when we get back to the future? It would be a great help." The robot dog then handed Zeno a picture of a robot puppy with a note around its neck that read, "Take good care of my little buddy R2-D2. Love, Luna." "Whoa, so you have to take care of a robot puppy," said Zeno, surprised. "Well, don't worry, little guy, I won't let you down." And just like that, Zeno and R2-D2 were off on an adventure back in time to return the robot puppy to its owner. First, they had to cross a big field with tall grass that tickled Zeno's face and made R2-D2's wires all fizzy. They met a friendly dinosaur who was looking for her lost baby. "Have you seen a baby dinosaur around here?" she asked. "My little one wandered off and I'm getting worried." Maybe we can help," said Zeno. "Hey, little dino, why don't you retrace your steps and look for your baby? It might be easier to find her if you go back to where you last saw her." The mama dinosaur thought for a moment. "That's a great idea," she said. "Thank you, I never would have thought of that myself." After the mama dinosaur went off to look for her baby, Zeno and R2-D2 continued on their way. Soon they came across a river with very strong currents. Zeno knew they couldn't swim against the current, so he sat down on a nearby stone and waited for a little while until the current started to slow down. Then he and R2-D2 safely paddled across to the other side. On the other side of the river was a huge pyramid. Zeno and R2-D2 walked inside and found themselves in a dark room with a giant gear in the center. Zeno noticed a small inscription at the base of the gear that read, "To make the gears turn, you must solve the riddle of the sands of time. What has no voice but can still speak to you? What has no body but can still touch your skin? What has no life but can still take your breath away?" Zeno thought for a moment. "Is it the wind?" he asked, and the gear started to turn. As the gear turned, a corridor opened up and Zeno and R2-D2 stepped through. On the other side was a futuristic city made entirely out of candy. Houses were made of chocolate and lollipops, and the streets were paved with gummy bears. Suddenly, a flying marshmallow zipped past Zeno's head and landed on his shoulder. "Hi there," said the marshmallow. "Welcome to Candyland. My name is Squish. How can I help you?" "Thanks for the warm welcome," said Zeno. "But actually we're looking for someone. Do you know a robot puppy named R2-D2? She's a little robot dog who accidentally got lost in the time stream." "Oh, I know her," said Marshmallow. "She's at the Candy Castle playing with Prince Gummy Bear. Come on, I'll take you to him." When they got to the castle, they saw R2-D2 playing with a robot bear. "R2-D2!" shouted Zeno. The robot dog looked up and saw Zeno and the backpack. "You found it!" she exclaimed. "Perfect timing. We just finished playing and I can finally take you home now." Zeno gave R2-D2 a big hug. "It was fun hanging out with you, little buddy, but I'm glad we were able to return you home." Just then the ground started to shake and the sky turned green. "Uh-oh, that doesn't look good," said Squish. "We have to leave now," said Zeno. He and R2-D2 ran to the time stream just as a giant gummy worm emerged from the ground. "Whoa, I haven't seen a gummy worm that size since I was a little space cadet," said R2-D2. "Hop in, Zeno. We're going home." As they flew away, the end.